Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel ROHIT Tech. Today in this video I am going to show you how to configure failover clustering in Windows Server 2022. I have 3 different Windows Server 2022, out of which I have made a domain server and the remaining 2 as a client. This is our domain server machine. Our computer name is server. Our domain name is stb.local. Our server IP address is 172.16.0.1. Now I am going to client machine. Our computer name is node 1. This machine is domain member of stb.local. Our node 1 IP address is 172.16.0.2. Now go to another client machine. Our computer name is node 2. This machine is domain member of stb.local. Our node 2 IP address is 172.16.0.3. Go to domain server machine. Now I am going to install iSCSI target server. Click on dashboard. Click Add Roles and Feature. Click Next. Click Next. Click Next again. Expand File and Storage Services. Expand File and iSCSI Services. Let's drop down little bit. Click iSCSI Target Server. Click Next. Click Next. Click Restart the destination server automatically if required. Click Yes. Click Install. It will take some time to install role. iSCSI target server role is installed. Click Close. Click File and Storage Services. Click iSCSI. Click to create a iSCSI virtual disk. Here you will choose a drive in which we can create virtual hard disk. Click Next. Specify the virtual disk name, VHD1. Click Next. Specify the size of the disk capacity. I am going to set 10 GB space of data storage. The disk is dynamically expanding. Click Next. Select New iSCSI target. Click Next. Specify target name. Disk 1. Click Next. Click Add. Select IP address. Type the IP address of node 1. Click OK. Click Add again. Select IP address. Type the IP address of node 2. Click OK. Click Next. Click Next again. Click Create. iSCSI virtual disk is successfully created, then click Close. Now I am going to create another virtual disks. Click on Task. Click New iSCSI virtual disk. Here you will choose a drive in which we can create virtual hard disk. Click Next. Specify the virtual disk name, VHD2. Click Next. Specify the size of the disk capacity. I am going to set 5 GB space. The disk is dynamically expanding. Click Next. Select New iSCSI target. Click Next. Specify target name. Disk 2. Click Next. Click Add. Select IP address. Type the IP address of node 1. Click OK. Click Add again. Select IP address. Type the IP address of node 2. Click OK. Click Next. Click Next. Click Create. Click Close. After creating a virtual disk, go to Client Machine, Node 1. Click Tools. Click iSCSI Initiator. Click Yes. Type the IP address of domain server, 172.16.0.1. Click Quick Connect. Connect the both disk. Click Done. Click Volumes and Devices. Click Auto Configure. Click OK. Now go to Disk Management. Go to Run. Type diskmgmt.msc, then press Enter. Online the both disk 1 and disk 2. Right-click and initialize disk. Select MBR. Click OK. Create a new simple volume. Set the volume label name what you want. Click Next. Click Finish. Create a simple volume of disk 2. Choose any drive ladder. Set the volume label name what you want. I have set the name of this disk Quorum, because of the I will use the both disk on clustering. Click Next. Click Finish. After creating the simple volume of both disk, then go to another client machine, Node 2. Log on as domain administrator. Click Tools. Click iSCSI Initiator. Click Yes. Type the IP address of domain server, 172.16.0.1. Click Quick Connect. Connect the both disk. Click Done. Click OK. Go to Run. Type diskmgmt.msc, then press Enter. Online the both disk 1 and disk 2. As you can see, as soon as we put both disks online, both disks are here with partition and drive ladder. Because we have attached both the disks with both the servers through iSCSI target server and initiator. Let's close the disk management console. Now I am going to install Windows feature failover clustering on both server node 1 and node 2. Click on Dashboard. Click Add Roles and Feature. Click Next. Click Next. Click Next. Click Next. Click on Failover Clustering. Click Add Feature. Click Next. Click Restart the destination server automatically if required. Click Yes. Click Install. Go to Node 1. Now I am going to install failover clustering on Node 1. Click on Dashboard. We have to follow the same steps on Node 1 as we performed on failover clustering on Node 2. Go to Node 2. Our failover clustering feature install on Node 2, click on Close. Go to Node 1. Failover feature installed successfully in Node 1. Click on Close. Now this time to configure failover clustering. Click Tools. Click Failover Cluster Manager. Click on Validate Configuration. Click Next. Type server name, Node 1. Click Add. Type another server name, Node 2. Click Add. Click Next. Click Run Only Test I select. Click Next. Expand Network. Uncheck the Validate Switch Enabled Teaming configuration. Click Next. Click Next. We are doing validation configuration by adding Node 1 and Node 2 to know whether these two servers are suitable for clustering or not. The test is passed. Click on Finish. Now I am going to create cluster. Click on Create Cluster. Click Next. Enter the server name. Right now I am at only Node 1 at this time. Type Node 1. Click Add. Click Next. Select No, I do not require support from Microsoft for this cluster. Click Next. Fill the cluster name. I have set our cluster name is Office HA. Set the IP address of cluster, 172.16.0.100. Click Next. Click Next. Our cluster created successfully. Click on Finish. This is our cluster full address, officeha.stb.local. Let's expand on it. Now I am going to add another computer under this cluster. Select Nodes, right-click and select Add Node. Click Next. Enter the server name, Node 2. Click Add. Click Next. Uncheck, Add all eligible storage to the cluster. Click Next. Node 2 is added successfully under this cluster. Click on Finish. Now I am going to add cluster storage. Expand storage. Select disk. Right-click and select Add disk. Add these two disks. Click OK. Now both disk is added and online. Now I am going to configure cluster quorum disk for disk witness. Right-click on cluster. Select More Action. Select Configure Cluster Quorum Settings. Click Next. Select the quorum witness. Click Next. Configure a disk witness. Click Next. Select a disk for quorum. I am going to select 5 GB disk for Quorum disk witness. Click Next. Click Next. You have successfully configured the Quorum settings for the cluster. Click on Finish. Right-click on Disk 2. Select Add to Cluster Shared Volumes. As you can see, as soon as we added to cluster shared volume, our disk was converted to CSVFS. Means cluster shared volumes file system. Now I will configure the file server role on the cluster, but before that check whether the file server role is installed on your server or not. If not, then first we have to install file server role on node 1 and on node 2 only, then we will be able to configure this role on cluster. Go to Server Manager. Click Add Roles and Feature. Click Next. Click Next. Click Next. Expand File and Storage Services. Expand File and iSCSI Services. Let's click on File Server. Click Next. Click Next. Click Restart the destination server automatically if required. Click Yes. Click Install. Similarly, we have to install the file server role on node 2 also. Log on as domain administrator. Install the file server role. Go to node 1. File server role installed in node 1. Click Close. Go to node 2. The file server role is also installed on node 2. Click Close. Now go to node 1. Now I will configure file server role on cluster. Select roles. Right-click on roles. Select Configure Roles. Click Next. Select File Server. Click Next. Select Scale Out File Server. Click Next. Set the client access point, in my case I have set SOFS. Click Next. Click Next. Click on Finish. Our client access point is configured. Right-click on SOFS. Click Add File Share. Select SMB Share Quick. Click Next. Select Cluster Shared Volume. Click Next. Type the share name. In my case I have set the share folder name is Docs. Click Next. Click Next. Click Next. Click on Create. Click Close. Now our file server role is configured on cluster. So now let us check how failover clustering works. Go to Server. Log on the server. Let's close all console. Go to Run and type /SOFS. Press Enter. Let's double click on Docs. I am going to create some files and folders for the testing purpose. These are our HA Docs folder and file. Go to Node 1. As you can see, currently our cluster running on Node 1. Now I am going to stop cluster service on Node 1. Click on Nodes. Right-click on Node 1. Select More Actions. Click Stop Cluster Service. Expand cluster. As you can see, our node 1 is down. Click Roles. Look, our SOFS role is automatically shifted to node 2. Go to Server. I am working on Hazel-free in SOFS docs folder. Means users will not even know whether any of our servers are down or not, they will continue to do their work frequently. Let's close docs folder. I am going to access again SOFS. Our cluster works fine. Go to node 1. Start again node 1 cluster service. Right-click on node 1. Select More Actions. Click Start Cluster Service. Now our both nodes are working together again. So viewers, in this video you can learn how to install and configure Failover Cluster. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for latest updates.